because his power is poured into us. Look at that. We are spectacularly gifted. We are specifically called. We are significantly empowered. This is what God says about you. This is what God said about us. This is why I believe I can stand and say we are on the verge of greatness. It's because of what God has said. But I've had to ask myself a question. What would hold us back? What would hold us back? Isn't there something, even now, in the depth of your being that say, even if you struggle believing this, but there's something inside that says, I kind of want it. I want my life to have a grand point. I want to know that my life here matters. I want to leave a mark. I want to do something. There's something inside that says, maybe like Susan Bowl, I might look unremarkable on the outside, but inside there's something remarkable in me. Is there something inside me that says, I don't want that? But something holds us back. I just want to tell you a story. It was early last spring. And I'm just kind of walking and thinking and praying and reflecting, even through a time of shaking. And I look and I say, God, don't we have such potential? I mean, I looked around in our area and I saw the need in our area is huge. Did you know that if the statistics hold true in southwestern Michigan, and they most surely do, that in less than a 30-minute drive from this building, there are over 150,000 unchurched people. There's over 150,000 people who have no church they call home, that it's theirs, that they're a part of. There are over 30,000 university students within 30 minutes of this building. The need is huge. Jesus said, if there was just one, we should do everything we can to reach one. But there's at least 150,000 in less than a half an hour away. Most of whom desperately need Jesus. And then I looked and I said, God, is our church not uniquely positioned to make a radical impact in those people? And I thought back and I said, think about it. First of all, as a church, we're actually others-minded. We're outsiders-minded. Do you understand how rare that is for church? It ought to be just job one. But it's not become job one. Most churches exist for themselves and church people. It's almost like this. You take this deck of cards right here. Okay? This represents all people in our area. And about half of them really have a church home and the other half don't. Okay? And here's the half that really, they're church people. And what happens in this half is we got this church there, we got this church there, we got this church there, and that one 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 there, and then we got a bunch of them all over the place, okay? And by the way, that's cool, that's all right. But the way most churches operate is like they operate for people who are already churched. And you know what most church growth is? It's shuffling the deck. Well, there's a card from this pile going to go to that pile, and that one go to this pile. And I heard good things about that one, so we got a bunch of people going to go to that one for a while. And basically, this half of the deck, it keeps getting reshuffled. And then that half of the deck, the people who actually need Jesus are just there like, on the outside looking in. And if they ever kind of wander over to one of these other piles, it's like, ooh, this is a little freaky. I think I went through a time warp. I don't know. They have a language. I don't know. They look at me funny. I don't know. They all knew I was a visitor when I walked in. That's for sure. It's just like, it's weird. Because for all that, trust me, I have been a part of this show for 50 years. And I'm only This is normal. It's not right, it's become normal. And yet we've done it and said, okay, look, we're this pile of deck over here, but what we're going to do is we're going to try to do church in a way that these people, the ones that are still on the outside of Jesus, who maybe don't even know yet what he can do, who he really is, that he's the answer to everything, can find a place where they can be at home, where we think about them in everything that we do. Because we follow a guy who said, my whole reason for being on the planet is to seek and save the lost. And a guy who said, if you want to follow me, I'll make you fishers of men. And I don't know, we just thought he was serious when he said that. And that everything else in the Christian life doesn't work unless that's our passion and priority, like it was the passion and priority for Jesus. So I'm going, okay, God, we're others-minded. And then I thought, God, we're grace-oriented. Yeah, we have our struggles, but you know what? We're not interested in judging anybody. We're interested in loving and accepting. About giving people what they need, not what somebody thinks they deserve, because we got from God what we needed, not what we deserved. And you don't have to be anything. You don't have to have some kind of track record. You can believe anything, and you can become here, and you will be loved, and you will be accepted, because that's exactly how Jesus operated. Listen, to everybody. Room to grow, room to fail. We're all in process. It's just grace. I thought, man, we're others-oriented. We're grace-oriented. And I thought, oh God, we're trying to be culturally relevant. We're trying to speak in a language, to phrase things in such a way that people that are part of the unchurched, that they can come in and go, I feel like I fit here. I'm comfortable here. They talk my language. They sing my music. I just feel comfortable. I don't feel like I have to put on some kind of fun. I can just be myself. I'm accepted for who I am. And when we talk about real life just like I have to live it. And the things going on in my world are actually things that we talk about. And they get related to what it is that God might want for our lives. And on top of that, we're theologically grounded. And what I mean by that is the fundamental elements of the evangelical Christian faith are what we believe, cling to, and teach. One true and living God, His Son, Jesus, Son of God, Son of Man, in the flesh, perfect life, substitutionary death, rose from the dead, offer of salvation is a free gift to anybody who, like a child, would just believe a Bible. It is the Word of the living God, sufficient to always point us in the right direction and let us know what we need. You know? I'm going, God, it's all there. And there are good things that are happening for which I celebrate, and I'm so thankful. But it's like, there's so much more. So much more. But something is like holding us back, so I begin to pray. And I got to be honest with you, this is a little embarrassing. Here was my prayer. God, I believe that we're poised. I believe that there's potential here. I even believe all the shakings of happening in your purpose, God, and in your plan, and that you're doing something good with it. It's because the adversary knows. So God, we need stuff. God, send us the right people, and God, send us the right kind of talents, and God, send us the right kind of funds, and God, send us the right kind of people with experience and wisdom, and God, would you provide, would you provide, would you provide? I'm praying that stuff, and I'm praying it earnestly, and it's like, one day I'm praying this, and God goes, Dave, can I interrupt your prayer for just a minute to tell you something? No, God, I'm busy praying. I'm praying so that you will do what I want. Come on, let's go. Dave, and I seriously never heard an audible voice from God. But I've had some things so clear they were close. There's one of them. It went like this. You already have it. You already have it. You don't need anybody else. You don't need any more talent. You don't need more gifts. You don't need more fun.